Hey guys, in this video we're going to talk about how you can work from home as a freelance video editor. Now I've been freelancing from home for about 7 months now. Currently, my clients include Envy Gaming, who owns Dallas Fuel and the Dallas Empire, their Overwatch and Call of Duty teams. Mr.Beast, the YouTube channel, obviously. Recently I've been doing some stuff for the Vancouver Canucks, but it's been with their esports teams as well. So with the Seattle Surge, their Call of Duty team, and the Vancouver Titans, their Overwatch team. I got lots of clients, I've got lots of work, and I want to share my experience with you guys and basically walk you through what I think you need to do in order to freelance from home and be safe about it, right? Like, because you don't want to put yourself in a situation where you don't have enough money coming in, or you don't have enough clients, you don't have enough work. Nobody wants that. So if you follow these steps, I'm sure you could comfortably work from home as well. Number one is the boring step, but the most important step. You need to know and track your expenses. You want to track all your assets and liabilities to know exactly how much you're spending per month, how much you could probably cut back. You want to be able to just see it like visually on a spreadsheet so you can know how much each month you need to make in order to live, and obviously you want to make more money than that so you can invest and work towards your future. You want to save 3 but preferably 6 months worth of your expenses. So after you track your expenses, you know how much it costs for you to live a month. My eyebrows itchy. You know how much it costs for you to live a month. With freelancing, it's inconsistent work, right? You're not getting a paycheck all the time. It really depends on you and how you work. So you want that safety cushion. And if it's slower, you have some money saved. So again, 3 to 6 months, but I would highly suggest 6 months saved up. For me, I use Google Spreadsheets. It's just free on Google Drive, and I've made my own custom spreadsheet for tracking my assets and liabilities. I actually have 2 versions, one if you're working as a freelancer, and one if you're working as a full-timer or on salary. You can access the exact spreadsheets I use on my Patreon page. Unfortunately, it is behind a paywall, but that's just so I can support myself. But realistically, you guys can make spreadsheets super easy. Just Google a spreadsheet tutorial. I find it a lot of fun to make my own spreadsheets and play with them, and maybe you will too. But it is a habit you need to get into, is tracking your expenses, knowing how much it costs for you to live, basically, month to month. So then you can start figuring out how much work you need, how many hours you need to put in, what kind of rate you're going for. Another part here is when you're doing your invoices, you're not paying taxes right away on your invoices. They're sending you all the money straight away. So whenever you get money from your clients, put away about 23% into another account or into a savings account. And you're not allowed to touch that account because I just spit on the microphone. You're not allowed to touch that account because the government is going to take your money at the end of the year, and because you're not paying taxes up front, because freelancing, they just send you all the money, you're responsible for paying your taxes at the end. So you want to have a separate account that you won't even see, won't even touch, that when you get paid, you immediately put 23% right in there. I suggest like an online high interest savings account. I'm currently using one here in Canada. But what I like about it is it's not connected to my actual bank account, so I don't even see that money. When I'm looking through my checkings, my savings, my investments, I don't even see it on my Bank of Montreal stuff because it's over in my online savings account. So that's on the side, and now that tax season's coming up, I'm gonna have to pay those taxes. I'm gonna see how much it is. So you can't act like you got all that money. You have to put some aside and just know that the government's gonna take some from you. Step 2 is you need to build your portfolio. Today's day and age, social media is everything, and you really wanna have a good, solid portfolio. Here's an example of mine. It could use some work. These are 2 examples you could kind of go with. I personally used the free website builder Wix on mine, and it looks like he used Squarespace on his. So these are 2 great free web builders you can use. Now what I did is I went on GoDaddy, which is a place you can purchase domains, and I purchased the domain rileyhastings.ca, because that's my name, and I'm in Canada, so it's .ca, and I just linked that to the Wix website, or to my Wix account my Wix web. I linked to that to the Wix website I made, but you don't have to. You can use Wix, makes like a default free URL that you can use as your URL. It sucks, it's not nice, but you could just use that for free. So you could make your portfolio and use it for free and link to that in your LinkedIn or your Twitter or your Facebook, put in emails, stuff like that. But for me, I think it's a little cleaner to have my name, rileyhastings.ca. So I spent the extra, it must have been only like $20 a year or something to own that domain. It's something like that, super cheap, but you don't need to. Another thing you need to do with your social media is get a LinkedIn. I know nobody likes LinkedIn. Honestly, it's probably the worst social media for spam. I get constant sponsored messages, but it's also where people reach out to me. I've had multiple recruits hit me up through LinkedIn. Even if I haven't taken all the work, it's been where I've gotten the most interaction besides through networking. So LinkedIn's very good. You can just set it up, make it look clean, look up some professionals in your industry, copy what they put down, and just make a LinkedIn like that, and you'll be surprised how many people might message you. Recruiters are always looking for keywords. So if you're like doing esports content, in one of your job titles, put Esports Freelance Video Editor or something, and you'd be surprised how many people hit you up. Next, you have to go looking for work. So this is if you already don't have clients and you want to go looking for more, I would suggest these websites. So we have Hitmarker, LinkedIn again, Indeed, Glassdoor, and Craigslist. So these ones are all just the sites I used a long time ago to find work. Hitmarker is a nice esports only one. I'll link to down in the description as well. Specialize in esports content. And when you're looking at these jobs, you want to make sure you check off remote and freelancer, or one or the other. Either way, so you can do it at home, right? A very important note is don't ever quit your job until you're safely set up freelancing. You want to have several clients. You want to make sure you're making enough money to hit your expenses, or preferably well over your expenses, so you can invest and set yourself up for the future, right? You never want to quit a job just because you're getting some freelance work. You go quit your full-time job and go work from home. You want several clients. You want to make sure the work is somewhat consistent, because freelance work, I find, comes in waves. So you get a lot of work and then no work for a bit, which is again why you saved up an emergency fund. But you just can't be sure because it's very inconsistent. It's not a weekly or bi-weekly check, right? Make sure you have several clients and make sure you're comfortable with doing it. So I would suggest, even when you're working full-time, to do some freelancing on the side. Get in the routine of coming home, doing some work, because really when you're at home, it's all on you to put in the hours, right? Like, it's easy at home if you're having a bad day to not do the work. But you have to be careful and make sure you get on yourself. So put in the work, maybe have a routine, and make sure you put in the minimum amount of hours at least to make your expenses. And then from there, it's really on you to step it up and set yourself up with content you're proud of and content that's making you enough money to survive. Now, this is the last note, but I think it's the most important, and it is to be very professional with whatever client you have. You always want your work on time. You always want to be professional. You always want to be very nice, because in the end, the people that you work for currently, or your current clients, will most likely recommend you to other people because they like you, they know you're a freelance editor, and they want you to keep working. So they're going to recommend you because you do good work and you're professional about it. So honestly, takeaway from anything is who you know is always what's the most important. You can take these skills, but if you go about it the wrong way, it's not going to help you. So you want to be able to make those connections because you want long-lasting clients and you want them to recommend you to other clients. And it's just a circle of going through. Basically, all the work I've gotten is from recommended people from other clients. Again, I said in another video, when I originally quit my full-time work, when I was working in the film industry here in Vancouver, I was working as a VFX editor on a Disney TV show, and the show just ended. So it was contract work because that's how the film industry is, but the show ended, and instead of looking for another contract, I was like, I'm gonna give this freelancing thing a try because I have enough clients, enough work's coming in, and I'm making enough money. I wrote a big email, and it was just in my drafts, basically, like a default email or starter email I would send to esports organizations saying if they want, or asking if they want a video editor, a freelance video editor. And I've never used it. It's still sitting in my drafts even after 6 months now. 7 months, 6 months, it's been a while. Just because the first people I worked with recommended me to other people. So again, the most important thing is be professional, finish your work on time, make sure it's good quality. Just from there, really, it's gonna take you all the way. Again, I'll link to my Patreon. If you would like to support me and use the exact spreadsheets I have, you can support me there on Patreon. You got access to that, but you don't need to. Making spreadsheets are super easy. You don't need to use mine. You could figure it out on your own or just Google it. No problem. Maybe I'll make a tutorial for it one day. If you use social media a lot, even just post a new status saying, I'm currently looking for more freelancing clients working from home, and then you can there link to your portfolio and link to an email where they can reach you at. I would, if you're on Twitter, just pin that. Like if you pin it, meaning like it'll save on your on your Twitter page at the top. That's very important too. If you don't have enough clients, I would suggest that. Or in your bio, say freelance editor, maybe list some of your clients and then say open for more and list your email. You just want people to be able to easily access you and see your work right away because everything's very fast nowadays, right? I know a lot of people are going to be working from home now, so hopefully these tips help you and hopefully you're smart and safe about it. And remember, be professional, and that'll take you a long way. Thanks guys, and if this has been helpful, please, and if you followed to the end, please give me a thumbs up and let me know if you followed it. Maybe some of you guys are already doing this, or maybe I missed a few steps. Let me know, but I hope it's been helpful. I've been having a great time freelancing, but it's been up and down. Like it's a roller coaster of some work, no work, and it's been a learning experience. And as I learn, I'd like to make more videos like this, helping you guys, teaching you guys, and let's learn together and let's make some great content. Thanks guys.